Kevin's worried about fixing dinner too. So I'm like, don't worry about fixing dinner.
You got this.
We got this. We are live. Sorry we're a little bit late. We had a couple little technical issues, but looks like things are going well now. And I am so excited to introduce my friend Catina Morrison. We met through Tina Baxter, I think. Tina Baxter sent me your way. and
Yes.
and Tina is a delight. Also, I need to get her on too in Living Well Connections too. Um, but anyway, I'm Robin Thomas. I'm the founder of Living Well Connections, and what I really love to do, is help support people who are supporting others in their wellness journey, and that's Katina to the T. And
Oh,
you help people with their business too. So you're really helping. Yeah, she's really helping busy professionals who are also managing a chronic illness to thrive both in their personal life and their business. So I love this. I love this because who doesn't want to thrive? And having a son with a lot of special, has with the chronic illnesses, I
mhm.
get it. I absolutely get it. So tell me a little bit about, well, first of all, just to introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about your background and why this is so important to you, because you're
Well,
charged up.
yes, I did. I got plenty of rest today. As a person who myself lives with multiple chronic illnesses, I know the importance of getting rest. And today I had to do that. I had to lie down. But my name is Catina Morrison. I am a registered nurse as well as the founder and CEO of Nurse Loves Essentials. I also host a podcast, Inflamed Sisters Thriving Podcast, for which Robin was recently a guest on that podcast. So, what I want you to do is take the time to go to that podcast and listen to it. She tells the story of her journey as a mother who has a son with multiple chronic illnesses, and gives very good tips and strategies for parents who are navigating that challenge. And they are now helping her son, who is now thriving despite chronic illnesses. And that's exactly what I liked, what my passion is. My mission is to ensure that people who live with chronic illnesses can stop hiding and start thriving. And how can they do that? By getting the support and the resources that they need to know that they're not alone, that they're not defined by their condition, and that they can find strategic growth in their health, career, and businesses. So that's one thing that I started in 2021 when I started an Instagram page that catapulted into a business with health coaching, and then transitioned into business consulting combined with health coaching, and events like the Inflamed Sisters Thriving Summit and Gala that we'll be hosting. So that's just a little bit about me.
Just a
Um,
little bit, just a little
yes,
bit.
just
And
a
all
little
those links that she's talking about, I'm going to post them under the video, so you will not have to go searching for it. You're going to be able to just click and go, because it's worthwhile. Follow her on Instagram. It's a lot of fun to follow you on Instagram.
well, thank
Um,
you.
yes, absolutely. And we'll do links to your website and stuff too.
Hmm.
So I love this. And one of the things that hit me really to heart is to overcome the perceived limitations. So many people, my son's 33 now,
Hmm.
and when he was little, one of the things that his endocrinologist, because he has diabetes, his doctor said she admired about us as a family is we went ahead and did things.
Hmm.
We went ahead and traveled. We went ahead and hiked down into Bryce Canyon. She said so many parents, especially during that time, it's like, I hate to say it, it's like 25 years ago, when they got this diagnosis, when their child got a diagnosis, they would like, oh no, we have to be really careful. No, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. And she loved the fact that we just said, okay, how can we do it? Because we want to do it.
Hmm.
Fun things. And like you said, you have to find time to rest, but you can still have fun. And I've seen you traveling a lot lately and
Yes.
having a blast doing it, but also you need to take care of yourself. So I do love that. Can you tell me any more about how you coach people who come to you and it's like all about their illness and not all about how can I thrive? How can
Yeah.
I? Yeah.
Well, what I take into consideration is my own journey. Like, there is a process that people who live with chronic illnesses go through, that they grieve the old them or what they thought that they have lost. So it's a transition between recognizing that I have this chronic illness, but this chronic illness does not have me. As one of my favorites, Ashley Nicole of RA Warrior Fitness says, I may have RA, but RA does not have me. And it takes a journey for a person to grieve that, but then to recognize, well, there is a way to still navigate life and do the things that you enjoy without having to sacrifice your health and your goals. I was a person who, it took more than 30 years for me to be diagnosed with my condition. And by the time I was diagnosed, it took me a process to think, well, man, I may not be able to travel anymore because I can't walk on these feet that are, due to the rheumatoid arthritis. I have fibromyalgia too. Will I have the energy to be
Mhm.
able to manage work, to manage travel, to manage my household? And these are things that run through people's minds. And so they feel like they have to give up the life that they thought they would have. My goal, my first step in coaching, whether it is health coaching or providing business consulting to someone who has chronic illnesses, is to first work on the mindset and to help them to understand that they're not defined by their chronic illness, and there is always a workaround. There are steps that you can take to ensure that you take care of your health, through lifestyle changes, through following the treatment care plan that your doctors may have established for you. I do believe in integrative health care, so I provide my clients with the best questions and things to ask their doctors to find ways to be able to navigate how they can stay healthier and stronger and energetic longer, along with holistic measures. And then in their business practices, I show them how they can navigate marketing their businesses and growing their businesses successfully, without sacrificing their health too, by implementing rest, by knowing you can't do everything by yourself, so getting the help that you need and the resources that you need so that you can do less, but achieve more. And that's what my goal is in my own business. Use the least amount of time and energy to make the biggest impact. And that's why I personally utilize a lot of help, to help me to navigate my business. And I show others how they can do that. Sometimes people feel like, oh, it's going to be too expensive. But I've created a network where people with chronic illnesses can get services from others who have chronic illnesses at reasonable prices that they can afford, whether it be web design, project management, social media marketing, all of those things. And then I connect them with a community that understands them. It's important for us to connect to a community of people, chronic illness warriors, of others who live with chronic illnesses, because when you see others doing the same thing and also pushing you and encouraging you, it also is a big motivator as well. So that's what I do, teaching you how you can do the most with the least amount of time and energy, and then providing you the resources and the community to help you to thrive as well.
I think all entrepreneurs could use your help in learning how to do that because you get started with a new business, it's like you feel like you have to do everything yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And to have a community where you can share the load and people do what is their unique talent and help each other, that's fabulous. So yeah, I'm really going to get more involved with your community.
Thank you. And I think it's also, I love what you said, using your unique talent. Oftentimes, like you said, anybody can benefit from this. And that's also why, in many cases, people who just want to know how they can manage their health more effectively, and while they're managing their businesses, come to me as well, who want to reduce stress and then, associated with their businesses as well. But your unique talent. A lot of times people have trouble identifying what their purpose is, what their passion is. And that's also a part of that mindset work that I do that really helps a person navigate what are you truly passionate about? Because working within your zone of genius or within your passion is what will help you to do more by doing less. And that's what I navigate with people too, is finding what that passion and that purpose is that will, you can use your natural talents and skills to be able to have a successful business, but also maintain your health at the same time.
Well, and you can have so much better success when you're going with your passion, when you're going with your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
because people can tell. They can tell that energy. They can tell whether or not you're just going through rote, I have to do this, or whether you're really excited and having fun doing it. I mean, that I think is key, to have fun with your business.
Yes.
And the parts that, like you said, the parts that, the little parts that need to be done, someone else may have a blast doing social media, and somebody who, the one person, the founder of the business, maybe they don't really like social media, but they need to have that little oomph, that energy oomph from someone else who loves it.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Exactly.
collaboration is fabulous. And I've also always seen that when you collaborate with others, it multiplies hundredfold. It really is wonderful. Well, that's super. I'm looking at this. I love what you say about freedom and healing comes from vulnerability. See if I can say it, and transparency. So instead of, like, I always say, pull up your big girl panties. You know, instead of barreling through something or pushing yourself hard to get something done, how would you suggest people use their vulnerability that helps them thrive?
It was something that I personally had to navigate first because I felt too, in order for me to heal from the trauma associated with chronic illness, I had to learn how to be comfortable with being vulnerable, really talking about how I feel, and transparent, really sharing what the journey is like, but providing an example that while it's not always a bed of roses, it's also not all bad. Some of the most compassionate and caring and hardworking people live with chronic illnesses. And even as a registered nurse, the level of compassion that it's helped me to have also has taught me that it's important for me to help people navigate that journey honestly, transparently, and vulnerably. And
Mhm.
that's how I found that I connected very well with others early on into starting my business. So I took all the path of me starting in June 2021 when I started my first Instagram page and chose to use that platform to inspire, educate, and motivate people about their health, which quickly transitioned within weeks to me having clients and starting establishing my business. I take that journey and I actually put it into a course that's available on my website,
Oh.
the Inflamed Sisters Thriving. And what it explains is how you can navigate using social media strategy to grow your business. But one
Mhm.
of the areas in it was the importance of vulnerability and transparency. And that's how you're able to really connect with others, but it's also how you can heal. Because the more that I openly and honestly speak about my health, the more that I see others openly and honestly and help others to do that. The way when they stop hiding, because the truth is most of us hide in plain sight. We Me, if you look at me now, you would not think I have a chronic illness. Most people look at me and they think that I'm perfectly well, I'm in great health, she's in good shape. But the truth is, I'm battling multiple chronic illnesses and several I've battled for over 30 years.
Right.
But because I chose to stop hiding and speak about it and I teach others to use their chronic illnesses as a path to not only healing, but also promoting success for themselves, using that unique talents, the talents they've learned from their conditions to propel their businesses. is what I do. So that's often why I use that phrase, stop hiding and start thriving, because the moment that we choose a life of transparency and vulnerability is when we open up the doors for us to stretch outside of our comfort zones and start thriving.
Well, absolutely. And so many times a chronic illness like you have, any kind of like an autoimmune illness or fibromyalgia, it's such a hidden. It is so hidden.
Hmm.
People don't look sick. You may
Exactly.
feel it, but you don't look sick. And I know that's a frustration because that people have had for years. Just and being transparent about that, what you have, what you're experiencing, but then also how we can help it, how you can help it.
Exactly.
I mean, that's important. That that gives the hope. That brings the hope to the forefront. Well, the other thing I wanted to touch base on, because you do so many things and you do fun things too. I mean, you have luncheons and you have galas, and you are going to have what looks like a fabulous gala and a whole series like a workshops, right? Is it it's workshops, speakers, you'll have
Yes.
speakers, you'll have sponsors. And it's going to be what is it called? It's
The
Inflamed Sisters Thriving.
Yes, it's the Inflamed Sisters Thriving Summit and Gala. It is my second annual event. And during this event, we have a summit, which includes multiple speakers, doctors, nurses, master fitness and nutrition instructors, and experts, even people in the business aspect things, project managers, accountants. Patient advocates, chronic illness advocates themselves. We have all of them as speakers. They share their personal journeys, but the ways in which they themselves learn to stop hiding and start thriving, and provide strategic strategies on ways if people can have success in their health, in their businesses, in their mindset, in their careers. And you basically get several different master classes in one day. From 10:30 to 3:30 is the summit, where lunch is included. We also have vendors and sponsors who are in attendance. There's special activities that we do during that time as well. Opportunity for networking, collaborating, and meeting others who are chronic illness warriors or who can support them. We also then from 6:30 to 10:30 have the gala, and the gala is the theme is always thriving in purple, because purple is usually associated with most autoimmune conditions. So we dress up in our formal best, and we enjoy dinner, entertainment, dancing, additional networking, and connecting with others. And also, this year is going to be a silent auction and a raffle, where the funds from a portion of the tickets, as well as funds from all of the funds or donations received from the silent auction and the raffle, is going to the nonprofit Village Tree Health. Last year, donations went to Autoimmune Association and Breast Cancer Foundation. This year will be the Village Tree Health. It's an organization providing culturally competent case management services to those with chronic illnesses, especially within marginalized communities. Their pilot program is going to be for hidradenitis suppurativa, which is also known as HS, which usually affects mostly people within marginalized communities, but it affects all people of all cultures, backgrounds, males and females, and it's very little research done on this condition. It's ramping up now, but we want to make sure that we support this particular community. So that's why this event is also being hosted to launch the pilot program for the resources and services that we'll be providing for that community starting September 23rd.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's fabulous.
Yes.
Now this sounds delightful. It's definitely mostly in person.
Well,
And
yes.
it's where and what city? It's in the Tampa area.
Well, actually, this year is going to be hosted in what is my hometown, Lakeland, Florida. I wanted to take it back closer to home. Lakeland, Florida is right in the middle of Tampa and Orlando. It's 25 to 30 minutes from Tampa and 40 minutes from Orlando. And so we're right in the middle. And it's going to be at the Junior League building on September the 23rd, 2023. And tickets are available for in person. We'll have up to 150 guests at this event, but it is also virtual where we can have up to 200 guests actually through the Zoom access. So if you are not able to join in person, at this event, where if you were flying in from somewhere else, there's four major airports that will bring you there in Tampa and in Orlando and St. Pete, Sanford. But if you're not able to attend in person, you can attend virtually. And my virtual guests have an amazing time. They always say they felt like they were there. And what I do is I do a special things for virtual guests. I do a meet the vendors and meet the sponsors, where I take them to each of the vendors that are present so they can learn about what they're offering and about their services. I also include them in other things, actually just talking to them, including their comments that during the Zoom access that they put in the chats, because they literally stay the full time when they attend. So I'm really excited about the event in person and virtually, and the impact that it's been having on others. And I'm so glad that you let me come and share about it here as well. I know that I'll be seeing you at the next one.
I know. I'm so sad that I won't be able to make it to this one.
Mhm.
But family obligations led me somewhere else. But
Yes.
I will go ahead and circle the weekend on the calendar for next week. As soon as you tell me what weekend is going to be, I'm going to circle it. Be sure to be there
Yes,
next
I
week.
always plan it a year in advance. In Florida, it's very challenging getting events, beautiful event spaces at times, because
Yeah.
people plan weddings and events a year, sometimes 2 years in advance. So I want to make sure that when we do events, we try to provide ambiance and a beautiful space and location. I mean, you don't just walk into a building with tables in it. You walk into a scene that is filled with beauty and elegance, and just it takes it up a notch. And so I want to do like I always said to myself, I see these special events that everyone's hosting. We got to do that for our community too. For the wellness community, let's do beautiful events that also inspire, educate, motivate, and uplift people, and connect and help people to network, because that's the way we grow. And that's the way that we can all thrive together.
Well, I think that's going to align with a lot of my audience too.
Mhm.
And thank you for having it hybrid, because I do know in Living Well Connections we have people from all over. So they may come hybrid this time and come in person next time.
With you.
Right. With
And
me.
the
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Now you
And
do have a couple of offers you wrote to me about. Do you want to talk about your offers?
yes, I wanted to offer to the Living Well Connections community the ability to attend the event with a discount. It's using the code Thriving15. Thriving is in capital letters. It's a coupon code. You'll get 15% off the virtual and in person access to the event. And remember, the event not only includes several different master classes and the ability to connect with the wellness community and the gala, but it also includes your lunch and your dinner. And then I also provided a link to access to thriving with health, thriving with self advocacy for health. So I created a workbook that provides you tips and strategies on ways that you can advocate better for yourself when it comes to your health, and ways in which you can make sure that you're not only you finding your voice and using it in your healthcare, but you're also implementing strategies to improve how you manage your health on a daily basis. So I hope that you enjoy that. It's free. You'll click the link, and you'll also be able to join my newsletter and be able to get access to additional free resources and activities that I provide to those on my newsletter.
And I'm on your newsletter, and it's wonderful, and it's not overwhelming. Sometimes people start emailing you every day for 2 weeks. No, Catina does not do that, but she
No.
provides wonderful information. So it's a very valuable resource.
Thank you for
Oh, this
sharing
is
that.
yes, it
Because
was great.
I
And I
agree.
will put all these links under the video, so you'll be able to just click on and connect with Catina, connect with the Inflamed Sisters, and learn more about it. So this has been a delight as always. When we talk, we're always bubbling.
I know, and I really am so glad that we connected. You are an amazing resource for the wellness community. I appreciate everything that you're doing to uplift and encourage and educate us all. And don't miss out on our podcast episode that was launched
Yes,
today. It's on all of the podcast outlets. So please definitely check that out and make sure that you're following us on all of the platforms that we're on as well.
I will post that link too.
Mhm.
Today I was focusing on tonight, and
Yes.
and I will be posting that podcast also because I'm excited that it came out. We did it a little while ago, and it's just exciting that it's coming out. Love it.
Yes. I know. So I'm looking forward to listening to it again myself.
Well, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you for listening. If you're on the replay, if you have any questions, or even if you watched it live, and have any questions at all for Catina or for myself, feel free to ask them in the comments, and we'll be going back and answering your questions for you. Sometimes it's nice to do hashtag replay so that catches our attention, but absolutely have a wonderful, wonderful evening and week ahead. And thank you, everyone, for being part of Living Well Connections, even if it's just for this 30-minute period.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.